Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for the Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur Premier League preview. Another game tomorrow, a big game, top four battle, you could almost say. Bruno injury, woes, and all that. But yeah, big game to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully, we should get the job done. They lost 6-1 on Sunday to a decent Newcastle side. We have to give them credit. But join me today to preview tomorrow's game is Michael. Michael, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, bro. It's been a while, and it's a pleasure as always being around. So thanks for
Nice.
having me, bro.
No worries, no worries. Looking forward to tomorrow's game. Confident.
Yeah, of course I am. I am.
Nice.
You know, no room for complacency, if you know what I mean. So I believe we have what it takes to win, regardless.
Definitely. But I mean, there's been a bit of ownership news, Michael, since last hour. So I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna get your thoughts because hopefully one day these Glazers are gone. This is from Mike Keegan as well. So he said breaking Sir Jim Ratcliffe is offering a deal to Manchester United that would enable Joel and Avram Glazer to remain stakeholders in the club. One of the options on the table for the Glazers would see Ratcliffe take a controlling stake of more than 50%, with the two Glazers retaining a combined 20%. Those close to the process say the prospect of Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking a controlling stake of more than 50%, yeah, it may well prove to be the preferred option with the two Glazer brothers, which is Joel and Avram. A scenario of Jim Ratcliffe. This seems to be a big one. Here we go. A scenario of Jim Ratcliffe taking a 50% stake would be likely to feature a promise of further investment from Ineos to redevelop Old Trafford or build a new stadium, upgrade the training ground, and provide substantial transfer funds for Eric Ten Hag. I mean, there's still a lot more news, but Michael, Jim Ratcliffe, the Glazers could still be stakeholders. He could buy more than 50%. Do you want that?
Yeah, of course. Jim Ratcliffe. To be fair, I think we read the stories. Before now. I think since last year, he's a Man United fan, and obviously, I'm sure he has been taking note of the Glazers and you know everything they've done in the club for the past 17, 18 years. So Jim Ratcliffe coming in into the club to maybe having the opportunity to buy. That's if you don't have the Qataris. Well, for me, I think it will make sense. It will still make sense. I think most of us are more crazy about the Qataris and all of that, which of course I can understand from the financial perspective. But Jim Ratcliffe, being a British and of course one of Great Britain's richest man, he knows what must be done, and obviously he wouldn't want to be a Glazer 2.0, if you know what I mean. So, and
Yeah.
I believe personally, if we give him a chance, he might actually do the needful.
Yeah, but what would I say? Does the sentence the Glazers could still be stakeholders in the club? Be stakeholders and still have a part to say. Like, would that still interest you, or would you like? Do you want the Glazers gone? Do you not want them having anything to do with the club again? Because personally, I don't want them to have anything to do with the club again.
Yeah, the Glazers, they definitely have to leave. And I don't think a minority stake is the solution that we need, or a minority investment. I don't think so. What we need is a full sale, a full sale of the club right now, because we can't afford to have the Glazers having any stake or having any relation or relationship to do with the club. You know, so for the benefit of the club and the fan base, I think a full sale is what everybody's clamoring for, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of things that needs to be done. Minority stake cannot be the solution, or it cannot solve the problem long term, in my opinion. You know, because if you are going for a full sale, you are giving whoever is in charge or whoever the new owner is that they know they are in charge, and definitely there will be a lot of investment. People who are competent, they definitely know what they have to do. So, a full sale is for me, and I think what every fan wants is just the full sale, and I think, in my opinion, we'll know after April 28th.
That's it. That's it. Hopefully, it's good news. There actually is still more news. Actually, Qatari Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani will present his concluding offer, which is for full control of Manchester United. Sheikh Jassim has no interest in taking a partial stake of Man United Football Club. He's viewed as having the deepest pockets and remains an attractive proposal. A full takeover is also viewed for a cleaner transaction. But as there is still more, it is expected that a preferred bidder of Manchester United will be selected within days with the aim to have investments or new owners in place for the next transfer window, which opens in June. So, Michael, if I had to sit here and ask you now, Qatar or Jim Ratcliffe, who are you going for?
Well, for me, it's
Because
crazy. It's crazy.
I know it's a bit of a hard question all the same. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty hard question, a pretty difficult one. But if you should ask me anyone, I'm just in between. I'm in
Mm.
between because I can't stand the Glazers. I can't stand the Glazers. I really want the Glazers out of the club as soon as possible. So I'm in between. So if we have Sir Jim Ratcliffe or the Qataris coming in, I think they definitely seeing their the agenda or seeing what they want. I personally feel like they know what they have to do, and I think the fans are crazy more about the Qataris because of the money factor, the finance, and they believe everything will be rosy. But at the same time, they need to understand that there will be disadvantages, or there will be disadvantages when it comes to the Qataris as well. In as much as they feel that Sergeant Ratcliffe might actually still go and borrow money, you might still take a loan to purchase the club, if you know what I mean. But there will be negatives in both parties, if you know what I mean. And I think in terms of what both has, what both have to offer, I think it might be similar. It might be similar, but the difference is the Qataris, they are making us believe that they are not going to borrow this money. They are not going to borrow any money or to plunge the club further into debt, which is what Manchester United fans want, knowing that the Glazers have plunged us into over 700 or 800 million pounds debt. And a person in Sir Jim Ratcliffe also saying the same, in that, or also may do the same, but it may not really be the same. But in terms of taking out loans, because he said he was going to make sure he gets support by a financial institution, a financial house. It has Wall Street. I don't know if it's a bank. I don't know, but he's going to take a loan from a bank to support his
Yeah.
bid, trying to match that of the Qataris. But I think that notion by which he said he was going to take a loan, I think that's what Manchester United fans don't want to do. We don't want, because we're in debt. We're in debt, obviously, and we want an owner who's going to come in with a clean slate, clear off every debt, every outstanding debt, and start afresh, and develop Old Trafford, develop the training ground, develop the youth system, develop, every aspect and every facet of the club. And I think we fans, or some fans, believe that it is only the Qataris that can actually do that because they have the money and they have everything in place for investment. But that is just the difference, and they feel Sergeant Ratcliffe cannot match that ambition. Even though he has it, even though it's one of his plans or one of his wishes, they feel he cannot match what the Qataris can do financially, because you're looking at their net worth and what that of Sergeant Ratcliffe. There's obviously a large gap or difference. So for me, it's just in between, because both
Yeah.
parties know what they have to do to take the club to the next level.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, like you said there earlier on, like some of the fans be leaning towards Qatar more because of you know the money they have, and I think it's remember they kind of put in another offer a while ago saying what was it? the debt's free. They'll back the manager. They'll give the fans. Basically, it was an offer that some would say you can't refuse. Um, but then people are looking at the other side of it, which is Jim Ratcliffe's, who was a Manchester United fan. I think he's, if not one of, he's the richest man in England. Uh, and again, as I said, Manchester United fan. So his deal looks, a lot of people are leaning towards him as well. Which, don't get me wrong, you can see why. Like, I mean, let's be honest, look, Michael, Qatar weren't like if they didn't put a bid in, or if they weren't interested in buying us and us between, we'd be like, oh yeah, get your Ratcliffe because of who he is. But then, like I said before, Michael, you look at like if I when you ask someone why do you want Qatar, give us reasons why I want Qatar. They'll give you at least five, but then they'll also give you about three disadvantages. And it's the same with Ratcliffe as well. So, like, I don't know who I still want, Michael. I haven't got a clue who I still want. And are you just one of those people where you don't mind who takes over? Or are you like, no, I want Ratcliffe, or no, I want Qatar? Because I ask everyone this question and everyone says the same. I actually don't know. And I don't know who I want either. And I'm sure you're the same, like you said earlier on.
Well, for me, I'm in between. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm in between. Like I said before, I didn't mince my words. I'm in between
Yeah,
because
that's it.
standing the Glazers toxic. Those guys, those lads are toxic. If you know what I mean. And the Qataris or Sergio Ratcliffe, like I said, they know what we are clamoring for, and I feel it will be disastrous of them to be a Glazer 2.0. So they know what is going to happen. So Manchester United fans are crazy about, like I said, the financial aspect, because they feel, oh, we have the Qataris, we are definitely going to go into the transfer market. We're definitely going to get a Kylian Mbappe. We're definitely going to get, you know, players like that. Those we're going to get top players, expensive players, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't
No.
work that way. There is what they call the FFP rules, and I think they should understand that fact. It's not about getting the big names or getting the big players. You look at the Man City, you look at the PSG. Obviously,
Yeah.
they are good. Like they're a good team, but money they consciously or continually tell us that money is not really the solution to every problem, because Man City haven't won the Champions League. you know PSG has not won the Champions League. So it shows you need a competent owner. You need an owner who, you may not have all the money, but how you run things, how you do the day-to-day activities, how you support your team, how you support your fan base, the manager. I think it matters a lot. It matters a lot. And Manchester United is a big enterprise. It's a big club. We generate money without necessarily doing all the marketing or marketable, whatever you
Yeah.
have, whatever you want to say. So I just want every fan to be just in between, if you know what I mean. Like, just s- clamor for somebody who is competent. Don't get carried away by finance, or don't get carried away with sweet talks. You understand? Just ensure that whoever is coming in must be competent, must be responsible, must back the manager, you must 100%. You must back the manager, and you must not be like an Ed Woodward. Nemanja Vidic. I don't know if you heard what he said about Ed Woodward. He said he didn't know why uh, he didn't sign for the club when Ed Woodward was at the club. He would have made more money. He would have made
Yeah.
more money. So that's to
Yeah.
tell you that's to tell you that we were incompetent as a club. Giving out unnecessary contracts. We saw what happened to Phil Jones. Phil Jones handed the contracts without, it's crazy. So when you have an owner, when you have a board that is competent, responsible, that is just know what they're doing. I believe you have a club that progress or that will progress. So for me, I'm in between. Whoever we get, fine. If we don't get the Qataris, fine. If we don't get Sergio Ratcliffe, fine. Provided they will be able to do what we need them to do.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. What you were saying. Um, I mean, yeah, it is hard to decide on who you want and why you want because it is hard because the Qataris have their doubts or their negatives, because the human rights, because their rights and stuff. So, no, but then people are just thinking about the money. And like, in fairness, people like yourself, Michael, they just don't think of the money. They think of the other stuff, the other things that you see in the background. Because if you're just thinking of money, oh, the Glazers be in. But you look at the background, you look at their background, you look at Ratcliffe's background, you look at everyone's background. Uh, but like honestly, Michael, I don't know who I want. I just don't mind. I don't mind who takes over. Just once they're better than the Glazers, and trust me, it's not hard to be better than the Glazers. Unless your name is Todd Bowley, he's probably worse. Well, first he
Yeah.
has spent a lot. um, but yeah, that's just been a bit of ownership news. I'm sure we could talk about this all night and day. But I mean, Michael, as I always get people's thoughts on the previous game, which was Sunday. Did you watch the semi-final in the FA Cup or watch the highlights or whatever?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it.
Nice, nice. What you think of it? Was there any nerves? Any nerves creeped in near the end?
Yeah, of course. Of course there will be nerves. There will be nerves surely because you look at Brighton, I think they've done a fantastic job this season, And when they lost Graham Potter, everyone thought it's gonna be a manager bounce and like they were definitely not gonna perform well or continue with the good football that they play. But fortunately for them, under the Zebi, under this their current manager, continued, you know, they've continued the good form. So playing against Manchester United, of course there were nerves because this same Brighton beat Chelsea. This same Brighton, they've been a very hard nut to crack. They've been a very difficult team to beat this season, because they've been very, very, up and doing. They played very well. They played good football, attacking football, interesting football, and considering Manchester United's form, we've kind of had an inconsistent form. Losing to Sevilla, and it was crazy. So going down into that game, coupled with injury concerns, Marcus Rashford wasn't really fit, though he was fit to play. So there were a lot of uncertainties coupled with Maguire and Varane's. I'm sorry, Varane and Martinez's unavailability. They were unavailable, so there were a lot of nerves. And there were a lot of worries as to why Brighton can actually win at Wembley. But based on Eric Ten Hag and his tactical masterclass, so I personally I wasn't worried. I knew we were definitely going to win the game, you know, because he tried he has tried with Maguire's suspension. I think he has tried the partnership of Lindelof Shaw. Of course, that was what I expected, and
They
Shaw
played.
was
They
solid
played.
as
They played
you
well
said.
together. I thought they were brilliant together.
Yeah, they were brilliant. They were brilliant. Shaw was brilliant as left back, of course, and Lindelof. I think Lindelof plays well when he has a good partner. When he has a good and solid partner. Maguire has not really been a consistent and has not really been a good partner for a player like Lindelof. So we've seen Lindelof play well when he has a solid partner in the defense. So Luke Shaw actually was good. He had a good game, and having that clean sheet was good. And Mitoma being one of the best left wingers, one of the best wingers in the Premier League this season. For him to get
Did you hear what Sorry to interrupt. Did you hear what Amazaka said about? Oh, what he said about Amazaka?
yeah, he
That
said it
was a
was a
total
complete
defeat.
defeat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was he said it was complete defeat, and it was good. That to tell you, Wan-Bissaka being the best one-on-one defender for me in the world, because the way he does, he clips a player, he clips the ball off the player. It's just
Yeah.
phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. So they are best players. I thought we actually pinned them down and we made them silenced. And of course, a very good interception from Victor Lindelof, you know, on Danny Welbeck. So it shows we're up to the game. We woke up, from our slumber, after the horrible performance against Sevilla. We came into Wembley determined to progress into the next level, and I'm glad we won. And we look forward to the final. We look forward to the final.
That's lads. I mean,
Yeah.
Ryan, welcome back in, obviously, but lads, that final is going to be crunchy. Just hear me out, right? Say City win the Premier League and are I think the Champions League final's a week after the FA Cup final.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could be
yeah, yeah.
wrong.
Because FA Cup final is June. I think Champions League should be around May.
So just say this is the game to win City the treble. Oh lads, if we stop them, I don't care. We have the FA Cup, but just stopping Man City. And don't get me wrong, lads, we can do it. And mind you, we can do it without Martinez because we did it at Old Trafford. I know this is at Wembley, but we did it at Old Trafford. Do you know when we went Malacia, Luke Shaw, Varane, which Varane could be back for the final. And then I think it was Dalot right back or Wan-Bissaka. I mean, Ryan, gonna bring you back into the room, right? Get the old Roy Keane opinions. Can we beat Man City with the defence we played on Sunday? Now, don't get me wrong, we didn't play to our best, but just that back four. What do you think?
Gonna give you a real Roy Keane answer now, Ray. Of course you can. Why not?
Nice, yeah. And if Varane's brought back in, would that even make you 10 times more confident?
Oh yeah, I'm highly confident we'll get the job done.
Even now, while we speak, you think we're going to be City at Wembley?
Yeah.
Nice. So I like it. I really do. Michael, what are you saying? Are you gonna agree with Ryan?
Yeah, of course. For me, I feel it's going to be a very difficult claim, or difficult, let's say, conclusion, or how will I put it? I don't know. It's going to be difficult to beat City.
It's going to be like World War III all over again. World War III all over again. we need Martinez back.
But I think there was a report that Varane could be available, but even with Varane's availability, it's still not certain. Our major problem has been consistency. So how do we maintain the consistency? But I feel my head tells me we can beat Man City, but my heart tells me, of course, it's gonna be a crazy game. It's gonna be a crazy game. We'll have to hope a player like Haaland gets injured. We're gonna or a KDB.
I was actually gonna say that we just need to do one thing, and don't get me wrong, we can do it because we did it at Old Trafford. Stop Haaland. Just stop
Yeah,
Haaland. Yeah,
yeah.
I know they have Mahrez. Yeah, I know they have that Princess Jack Grealish. Yeah, they have Bernardo Silva. Mahrez, if I haven't already said him, De Bruyne. But they rely on Haaland. Like this,
Well,
I know. Again, he did take. Haaland was injured when they played Liverpool, but it's Liverpool. They're shite this season, and yeah, they slapped us, but that doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't. But I mean, would I be wrong in saying that we just have to keep Haaland quiet to beat them?
there's something I know about Haaland. Like,
Because Pep
I
overthinks in
think,
big games as well. Pep likes to overthink in big games.
yeah, but for me, I think if we are able to lock him up, I think we did that in the first leg. I think at no, the second leg at, I think, was he Old Trafford? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think Haaland scored a goal. I don't think he scored a goal. So I think we
Jack Grealish did, I think.
Yeah, of course. So he never scored a goal. So I think if we are able to do what we did, the previous game, I think we'll be able to win the game. The supply, we have to cut the supplies. The KDBs, the
Yeah.
Gondwan, Bernardo Silvas, those quality players, those creative players, the ball progressors, all those kind of players. So if we're able to cut the link, the supplies, and of course Haaland will be stranded and he'll be idle. So I don't think he'll be able to do anything. But aside Haaland, they've still got some kind of players that can actually hurt us. So, but
Yeah.
it's all about stepping up to the occasion, and of course we're Manchester United, and I feel we can beat City, regardless, we can. They beat us 6-3 at at the Etihad, and we, of course, we reacted and we bounced back. Everyone thought it was going to be another bloody game, but we proved critics wrong. We proved critics wrong, and of course, from the first minute, City had the ball possession wise, and but in terms of chances created, Manchester United had more of that. So I expect something similar, in the FA Cup final. So it's not going to be easy, but I think we can to step up because we'll have more hunger than they do, you know. So that's it.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. I think we'll beat them. I don't know. I get that vibe. I just get that vibe. I mean, Ten Hag said something the other day. Hopefully, the players can agree with him that he's gonna make sure his players give it literally their all in the final. Leave it all out on the fields. And I mean, don't get me wrong, lads. I mean, Ryan, if I was to say to you at the start of the season, right, especially after the 4-0 slapping Brentford gave us that, we're going to finish top four comfortably. We should finish it. We won the Carabao Cup, and we're in a final of an FA Cup that we could win. Would you tell me I'm stupid? Like
At that
seriously?
time, yeah.
Yeah.
At that time, I would, yeah. But now I'm like, bring it on. Nothing to lose.
Nice. Yeah. I think C have more to lose than we do. Definitely, if they lose, treble gone. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'd love it. I'd honestly, I'd be drinking Man City's tears because he tastes nice. Don't get wrong, lads. We've tasted them before, so it'd be nice to taste them again. It's been a while. It has. It's been a while since you tasted our tears. Hopefully, Haaland and De Bruyne pull up injuries as well, but Haaland seems to be a robot these days. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, penalty shootouts. I got a bit nervous. I love him, but if you just knew how to save a penalty, you'd be laughing. Luckily enough, he didn't have to take one, but still. But yeah. But lads, tomorrow we'll jump into tomorrow's game because we talked about owners, we talked about the Sunday's match. I was gonna say City scored a second, but it was offside. Tomorrow's game, Ryan. Give us your thoughts on tomorrow's game against Tottenham.
Well, how do I put it? One, it's Tottenham. They're shy, so it's going to be an easy win.
Nice. It should be. Even without Bruno Fernandes?
Even without Bruno Fernandes.
Nice. I know we bounced back after a 7-0 loss, but do the Tottenham players have the head and the manager in Ryan Mason to be able to bounce them back in that short amount of time?
2-0, right? City's leading. 2-0.
Well, it was offside unless you're ahead of me.
I think it's 2-0.
Hold on. It's not even a watch along for the City match, is it? Hold on. Ryan, you wanted City to win, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Except it's offside, I don't know.
Hold on.
And before people start coming at me in the comments wanting Man City to win, there's a reason I want them to win.
Oh yeah, big boy reason. Hold on.
I think it's still 1-0. Maybe he's offside or something. I just saw 2-0.
No, yeah, he's onside. 2-0 City, yeah.
Okay, offside, right?
Onside. 2-0 City. John Stones.
Okay.
That's it. Game over. But yes, do these players, Tottenham players, and the manager Ryan Mason, do they have the head to bounce back? Like 6-1. Like, I mean, you could see even when we beat Betis 4-1 that it's like we still look wounded. I mean, Michael, like, do you think these Tottenham players can they bounce back from a 6-1 defeat at their place with Ryan Mason as coach?
Yeah, I think you said what?
Can these players, Tottenham players, they have? I don't think they've had one good game this season, but can they bounce back? Like, do you think that they have the fight and the players to be able to bounce back? Because the only player that looks bothered on that team at the moment is Harry Kane, and a player who could potentially leave them at the end of the season to come to maybe Manchester United. But what do you think?
Okay, if Tottenham can bounce back,
Yeah, do you think they can bounce back?
well, I don't think so. You know, they've been shitty all through. They've been shitty all season. You know, they've been crap. They've been crap all season. You know, losing losing to Newcastle doesn't surprise me. You know, bottling up a lead against Bournemouth earlier. I think the match they had, I think was it 2 weeks or thereabouts. You know, they bottled up a lot of opportunities
Yeah,
where they were supposed to have gotten the 3 points. So losing to Newcastle, and of course, you know, we all know how Newcastle have been outstanding this season. You know, they've been great, superb. So the loss didn't surprise me, but what surprised me was the amount of goals conceded. You know, and the timing of the goals that came in. So for me, I feel like Manchester United are definitely going to go into that game and we're going to win. And like Ryan said, I think Ryan said, without Bruno Fernandes, we are winning the game. We are winning the
yeah.
game. Spurs are not. I really don't know. Like you said, apart from Harry Kane, I don't think there is anyone who can, you know, who can lift that club. Who
I'm
can
gonna be
lift the
honest with you. I think Aston Villa are going to give us more of a game on Sunday than Tottenham will tomorrow. I really,
yeah.
really do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Aston Villa, because Aston Villa are superb. Una Emery is doing a fantastic job at that club. You know, they won against Fulham. Fulham that have been, you know, they've had an okay season by their standards, and
Yes.
Aston Villa beating them. You know, it shows that they are not really an easy team to play against. Since Una Emery took charge, and of course, mind you, it was Aston Villa who last beat us at Old Trafford, if I'm not mistaken. They were the last team that beat us at home. So, and I think we bounced back, you know, and of course, we won in the FA Cup. Was it FA Cup or was it
The Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup? Okay, the Carabao Cup, and we bounced back. So, I don't expect us going to Villa game, you know, relaxed. Of
Yeah.
course, it will be more difficult the team to play against than Spurs. So,
Yes.
trust me, we are winning the game.
Yeah. I mean, lads, I have no. When we come up against the Liverpool, even an Arsenal, Man City, I get a bit of nerves. But the Tottenham lads, I just don't get nervous when we play Tottenham. Like, should we still include them as a top 6 club? Like, jeez, I mean, Brighton will probably have a shout in that, especially this season as well. They're doing so well. I mean, I was going to ask the question, should we fare Spurs? But the way the boat is are talking, obviously not. Maybe Spurs on their day. But, I mean, lads, we haven't done well, though, this season against the top 6, though. Arsenal beat us. Liverpool beat us. Uh, Newcastle beat us. I mean, here Aston Villa, if you want to throw them in there, beat us. No, yeah. You know, I just can't see Tottenham adding another loss in there. But like, does that concern you that we don't do well against the top 6 in the Premier League run?
No, because I know for a fact that we're going to beat Spurs tomorrow because they've been
Hopefully, hopefully no one
No,
clips
don't
us and
mind your
puts up.
don't mind your hopefully nobody clips this because I'm only telling the truth, right?
I love it.
Yeah, Right, we're going to get the job done. Right, United are going to win against Spurs.
6-0. Sure. Fuck it.
No,
We're going to bring Harry Kane with us as well.
no, I honestly think that we're going to beat them, and if we don't, then I don't know. I'll go cry in a corner and take back all what I said.
Don't worry, I'll delete this. Preview. Don't worry. Well, I can't see us deleting it. But I mean, also, I say it today because I did a show today talking about the weekend's fixtures, and people are saying, "Oh, could Tottenham have a manager bounce with Ryan Mason?" Then I thought to myself, "No, because didn't he not take over when Mourinho got sacked?" So, or either Mourinho or Nuno Espirito Santo, and he was, I think, when I finished his first game was against Man City in a Carabao Cup final, which they lost in, obviously. But then I thought. I was like, you can't have a manager bounce twice. Once, yes. Twice, no. Especially it's Ryan Mason, all disrespect, but like, I've seen him say something earlier on that they have a chance to beat us. Okay, we'll give them 1% chance. Like, we're not that bad. I think Bruno being out will give them a chance. That's just what I'm going to say. But even at that, I can't see it. I just cannot. I just don't fear Tottenham anymore. Like, I mean, Ryan, are you including Tottenham still as a top 6 club?
No.
No, I mean, I just want to go through here actually. Ryan Mason will make late decisions on the fitness of Hugo Lloris, Ben Davies, and Longley ahead of tomorrow's clash. Lucas Moura is available. Rodrigo Bentancur, I think, is supposedly still out. Basuma, Emerson Royale, and Ryan Sessegnon. So they have a decent amount of injuries as well. They don't. I mean, Bentancur, supposing he's been doing well so far this season for Spurs. Not sure whether or not, but listen, we're going to go through this. We're going to just go through Ten Hag's press quotes. We're going to get predictions and all that. So Ten Hag spoke about Bruno Fernandes on the fitness. Ten Hag on Fernandes obviously spoke about his fitness. He says, we have to see how Bruno Fernandes is. We don't know yet. He is a question mark. As to settle, we will see. He also says he played a full game and it happened, which was the injury in the first half. But tomorrow is a quick turnaround, so we have to see what is possible. It's more often that players, we protect them, prevention, but it has to settle down. I mean, lads, do you reckon he will be out, or do you reckon Ten Hag is playing mind games?
He will be out.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he is there, he'll probably be on the bench. I don't think he'll start. But I mean, but then let's be honest, if it was serious, and it is, a few games out, why did we not take him off in the first half when he picked up the injury? Like, I know Bruno's a fighter on that, but like, why did we not play him or take him off at that time? I mean, Michael, like, do you reckon we should have took him off sooner? Do you reckon it was a Bruno decision? Like, no, I want to continue, or what do you reckon it was? Because
I didn't get to you said.
Bruno, like, do you reckon, like, if because he is out he potentially could be out for tomorrow. Then do you reckon we should have took him off sooner rather than leave him play? What was it, 90, 100? Was it 100 minutes or something like that he played? I'm not sure. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. I think he's a different player, and I think he has come out to say he can play as many matches, without getting rested, And of course, if Bruno Fernandes is a captain, he actually he acted like a leader, actually, wanting to help his teammates regardless of having a minor injury, which of course he should have been subbed off, but because you know he felt he could carry on. Bruno Fernandes thought he could actually carry on. So for me, I think he should have been removed if he wanted it. But I don't think Bruno Fernandes would have loved or wanted to leave the pitch, considering the need for us to win or qualify, you know. And of course, I think Ten Hag did the right thing, substituting him later on, you know, as the match progressed. You understand? But Bruno playing for me, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, and you know, he showed he could carry on, so there's no problem about that.
Yeah, I mean, just see him at I think it was a second half of extra time or the penalty shootout where Harry Maguire was in the background and Bruno Fernandes was actually clapping on, trying to get the players up, get them in the mood, and Harry Maguire looked like a waste of space in the corner. I mean, it just goes to show, like, the players know the players even know who the real captain is. And we even know ourselves, Ryan, who the real captain is, and it's Bruno.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think Maguire will start tomorrow?
No.
Just because. You see, the thing is, Ryan, I might have put him into mine for one reason, and one reason only. I know. I'm being a buzzkill here, but who else you going to give the captain's armband to? He's not going to give it to the head. He's not going to give it to Casemiro. Or Rashford if you want to throw him in there. Or so that's just why I throw him in there. I mean, I know that I've seen that look before and I don't like it, but it's not going away. Like, who would you, right then, just say if Bruno and Maguire don't start, who would you give the captain's armband to?
I would give it to Casemiro or
It is tough, isn't it?
probably Luke Shaw, maybe. I don't know. I reckon he could be.
I mean, if Varane was fit, I'd say give it to Varane. Actually, swear to God. When we gave the captain's armband to the hair in extra time of Sunday's semi-final. Again, you might pick him as captain, like, you don't know. But that's why I think he's kind of playing Maguire. I think Casemiro is more of a captain than Maguire, but
Fake sake, my 7-year-old brother's more of a captain than Maguire.
Listen, we're going to go through these Ten Hag press quotes now. We're going to get predictions and that anyways. Ten Hag on Spurs, he says, it was not so often that we have to bounce back. It happens with all the great teams. It's obvious they had a really bad defeat. Of course they are bad. That can be fuel for bouncing back. He also says on Spurs, says about us, an opponent can never be more hungry than us. That is how we have to prepare the game and make sure we go on the front foot, be dominant and dictate the game. He also spoke about expectations. He said it is not always the same. It depends on what the reason behind it is. Depending on the reason, you tell them. It's situational leadership, I call it. You take the lead, you give the message. It depends on the occasion. He also spoke about Spurs is it significant. He says, you see the table, it's quite clear, but our approach will not change. Our approach is we want to win every game. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Then he spoke about Harry Kane, a potential sign we could get. He says it's quite clear his impact on the game from Spurs. We have a plan for that, and at home game, obviously we played them at home, we did very well. So for tomorrow, we need a very good plan as well. He says you have to defend as a team. He's a clever player. Don't allow him to come into the situations he can have a big impact on the game. Then he spoke about character. He says the players are resilient. They are able to do it. It's not easy, but they can do it. Now we have to make the next step to do it in games where you get a setback. You can have a bad setback, but show your character and personality in the game to bounce back. So yeah, then he also said, I'm not in a position, I'm the Man United manager, we're in another place. I have to make sure our players are ready tomorrow against a good opponent, good team, good players. I have to focus, they have energy. I suppose we got Nacho's back training, but he's not actually available for tomorrow. But just one last question. And I'm going to go to Michael first, actually. How can Tottenham beat Manchester United tomorrow? I know it's hard, I know.
I don't think so. I don't think they can. Well, the only way they can beat us is if, like I said, if we get complacent and, of course, we just fluff our lines and we just switch off. So that's the only way I think they will win. If our players don't realize the fact that we must win, if they become lackluster, and that's the only way Tottenham will win. We've seen similar performance against Newcastle. That was how Newcastle was able to beat us. At St James's Park. So if we don't up our games, if we don't play up to the required standards, I think that's the only way we're gonna lose. But aside that, quality wise, you know, I think we are ahead of Spurs, so we have to step up to be able to win. So that's it.
Nice. My guy just texted you there, so if you can just let me know that in WhatsApp, just so I can get it edited, if that's alright.
Okay.
Nice one. Same question for you, Ryan. How can Spurs beat us?
Should I type it to you or should I?
Yeah, type it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Please. Yeah, please. Thanks.
I think the way Spurs could possibly beat us, not saying that they are, but is that we're just focusing on the FA Cup final. And they're just like, all right, look, they're probably could be thinking that, look, top four secured. Who gives a shite if we lose tomorrow? All we care about is the big final at the end of the season.
That's how they can beat us. So lack of concentration is how they can beat us, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, how can we beat them? Just go at them. Like, just press, go at them, hit that vulnerable defense, if you want to say.
Press, counter-attack.
Yeah. I want to ask the question, actually. When was the last time Tottenham beat us?
It's been a while. I can't remember.
It has, hasn't it? It has.
I think it was during Ole's time where they beat us 6-3. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you reckon when Spurs beat us 6-3.
Oh, yeah, the COVID season. Was that the COVID?
I don't think so, no. I think they gave Martial a red card at that match.
Oh, yeah, holy moly. That was, what's that, like 2 years ago?
It's been a while.
That was Mourinho, wasn't it? Hold on. So, lads, again, if Bruno's out tomorrow, do you reckon he'll be back Sunday? Because honestly, lads, I think we need him for Sunday more than we need him tomorrow.
Yeah, for me, I think Bruno's injury might not really be that serious, or that obvious, so he should be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, nice. And another question again. I know I'm always asking questions. If we win tomorrow, Ryan, should we 100% make top 4 then?
Yes. And if we don't, I'll be shocked.
Michael?
Yeah, I agree with Ryan. I think we will, because if we beat Spurs and beat Aston Villa on Sunday, then I think it's job done. Then the remaining fixtures, I think it's just piece of cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think these are like a 2. Well, I have Brighton next. Do I have Brighton next weekend? I'm not sure who we have next weekend. Hold on, don't mind that. But hold on a sec, let's just give me a sec there while I show this up on the screen. I mean, we'll go through Tottenham's form. What the hell? Didn't even mean to do that. Don't mind that. Right. So we'll go to Tottenham's form. Here's Tottenham's form, lads. Look at that. That's beautiful form. Look at that. Top dog form. They drew 3-3 against a struggling relegation team, Southampton. Yeah, I know we drew 0-0 as well, but no, we did have a man sent off. But anyways, drew 1-1 against Everton, beat Brighton 2-1. Bournemouth beat them 3-2, and Newcastle beat them 6-1. I mean, looking at them, Michael, that run of form, you know, it's not great.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's one, oh Christ, inconsistent, highly inconsistent. You know,
Definitely.
if we don't win, trust me, it's crazy, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy,
I mean,
but I feel we should win.
yeah, and again, Ryan, same question for you. Does that Spurs form, like, just look at it there, look at that such beautiful form. Like, what do you think of it? Like, is it okay for Spurs this season, or do you reckon they could do better? Because I think they
No,
could do a lot better.
they can obviously do a lot better, and we look at those results, and you're like, well, United should easily beat them tomorrow, but it's football.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think it's shocking. Then we go to our form. Here we go. So, beat Everton 2-0. Drew 2-2 against Sevilla, obviously, in that home leg. Then we beat Forest 2-0. Then we lost 3-0. That Brighton game has 0-0, but then it has the little P at the end of it, so we beat them on pens. So, looking at our form, Ryan, what think of it?
Well,
And listen, I'm sure if I throw up our last 5 Premier League games, it'll look a lot more better than Tottenham's.
excluding the games against Sevilla, you would think that we should win tomorrow, and the form is showing that we are in good form.
Yeah.
And if we don't win, I don't know. I reckon somebody needs to be shot.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, could be better. I mean, Michael, same for you. Looking at our recent 5 fixtures in all competitions. You know, is it decent? Is it better than Tottenham's? I mean, as I said, if I threw our last 5 Premier League games in there, and Tottenham's would still look better.
I think our form is pretty decent, not consistent, but trust me, it's pretty decent, you know. And I think the problem is our away form this season. It has not really been up to the standards, you know. But I still feel we should be able to still win because this is Spurs we're talking about, you know. Drawing to relegation battling Bournemouth, you know, and losing to Newcastle. It shows how shitty they've been. So if you take away the Sevilla game, the Europe, coming down to domestic competition, I think still fair enough. Still fair enough for us. Still fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, lads, boys, watch Ticket Tottenham.
Shit,
What do we think of shit?
Tottenham.
Thank you.
That's all right.
We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. Right, lads. I thought I'd be a bit creative with myself today, right? I think obviously City are beating Arsenal at the moment, which that would be City 73 points. But so we have Arsenal top of 75 points. City, who are obviously second at the moment. That was before the game that they're playing tonight, so we'll just say 73 points for now, or 70. Newcastle, who are third with 59 points. Manchester United, who are also fourth with 59 points, with a goal difference of 9. Aston Villa, who are fifth place, remember that? Goal difference of 5, they have 54 points. Spurs, who are sixth with It's 53 points. A win tomorrow will put them 3 points behind us. If we beat them tomorrow, we can go 9 points ahead of Tottenham. And Liverpool, who are 7th with 50 points. So again, not great. But listen, Leonardo, hey, come over, United. What's the story? Right, who will we start with? Whose score predictions will we start with? Michael, we'll go for you. We'll start with your predicted 11. What do you reckon? I think I'm you.
Sorry.
I'll
So
throw
we
it up
go.
here.
You said what?
Just talk us through your team here. It's up on the L screen here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, of course, David De Gea, it's going to be similar to the lineup against Brighton, but the difference, I think, is just Ericsson, coming in for Bruno Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka as right back. I think he has improved. We've seen improvement from Wan-Bissaka, so he's
Yeah.
going to maintain the right back, in my opinion. Then we'll see the Lindelof Shaw partnership. Of course, Maguire will be available for the match, but I don't think we're going to take such risk in playing him because this is a different Spurs who will be coming in into the game with a different, with a different uh, attitude and what have you. So we're going to have playing in as the left back. He has played in that position for a while and
Yeah.
he's pretty been decent. Then in the middle of the park, it's going to be Casemiro, Sabitzer, and Ericsson, playing as a 10. That's what I think. Then Anthony as the right winger, then Rashford as the left, and Anthony Martial. Rashford just coming in after his groin injury. So let's hope he blends and probably rediscover his scoring form against Tottenham. So I feel Rashford will definitely even score tomorrow. And it's great to see Anthony Martial because anytime Martial plays, I think there are a lot of positives that we take away from the match. So let's see if he plays the full 90 and if he scores. So for me, this is my lineup, and I pray, I hope we deliver from this.
Arsenal title gone, boys. That says gone it. But anyways, it's 3-0 City.
Wow.
But yeah. De Bruyne just tucked it in. Bottom right. Yeah, easy stuff. Ball by Arsenal. Nice having you. So yeah, Michael, decent team to be fair, decent team. I like it. Did you say who did you say to score? Did you say Kane to score for Spurs? Yeah.
You said?
Did you say Kane to score for Spurs earlier on when I texted you?
Okay, let me check.
Because I just put Kane in there.
Did I give my score prediction?
That's what is it? What is it?
Did I give my score prediction?
You said 3-1, yeah, but who's
Okay, I
goal
said
scorer?
3-1. Okay. So, of course, it's Kane, Harry Kane. But I see us keeping a clean sheet. But I see us keeping a clean sheet. But it could be Kane.
Yeah.
If Tottenham manages to score one, it's definitely going to be Harry Kane. So maybe a penalty. No, not a penalty. Now we can't concede a penalty. So it could be Harry Kane.
Yeah, I like it. I really do. Look at C doing the pause. Are you watching this match run? C doing the El Poznan on Arsenal. Yes. Yeah. Roy, we'll go to your predicted 11. What do you reckon?
Well, I think it's going to be similar to Brighton. Obviously, I have Malacia in there, and got Fred in there as well. But I honestly think, looking at the lineup, I think Wan-Bissaka is probably going to play now over Malacia. I don't know if Bruno's not fit. Yeah, Ericsson's probably going to be in there too, isn't he? But Look,
Yeah.
that was what I came up with at the time, and I thought it was going to be good because I think the partnership between Casemiro and Fred will be decent enough tomorrow if there is going to be a partnership there. And honestly, I think that like I wouldn't be annoyed if that was the team that went out, but I just hope we can get the job done, which we should do.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. Now, I have a question because I know the team I picked is going to get absolutely better round. I know I'm going to get slayed. I know, I am, and rightly so. Michael, I already asked you this, actually, right? Michael, because you haven't predicted Maguire to start, and obviously Bruno could be injured, who are you going to pick as captain? See, this is why I might have threw a certain someone in my team. Yeah, mute there. I think you are, Michael.
Sorry,
It's
bro.
fine.
Sorry about that, bro.
That's what
So
happens to me. It's all this.
yeah. So for me, I think it's gonna be Bruno. You know, Bruno's gonna be our captain next season, and
For tomorrow's game, who are you picking?
he said
Who will be captain for us for tomorrow's game, actually, as well?
he has to prepare for tomorrow's game.
No. If Bruno obviously isn't available to play tomorrow, and
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, of course.
who would you pick as captain for tomorrow's game?
Okay, for tomorrow's game, I think it could be. We could see, man. It's crazy. I've never even thought about it.
Yeah,
We could see a David De Gea. It could be
I
David De
might
Gea.
have my team is a bit wild, you see, and I have my reasons, and I'm not happy with it, and I really hope I'm wrong.
So I think it's gonna be a David De Gea. Maybe David De Gea could be the captain, and it's crazy. Or we could be. I don't think Casemiro will be the captain. I don't think so. I don't think
No,
so. Or it could be Ericsson. Or could we see Ericsson? You know, or Marcus Rashford. I think David De Gea will be the obvious captain. It will be interesting to see that if Maguire doesn't start, but if Maguire starts, obviously it's going to be Maguire. But if not Maguire, I think maybe David De Gea could be the captain.
yeah. Hold on. I mean, my team is a bit. I already know I'm going to get slated there, but I know it's going to happen, and I'm still confident we can beat Tottenham with Phil Jones at the back. Never mind Woody Harry Maguire. Here is my predicted 11. Don't go mad at me, lads. I can't find it now. Look, I'm not meant to show you. Oh my god, I actually can't find my predicted 11. Hold on. That's Ryan's. That's Michael's. Right. So while I'm gonna try my team up there, just gonna throw a random question in there. Are City gonna win the title now?
Yep.
Do you think?
Yep.
Do you think Arsenal deserve to win the title?
No.
No. Are you just saying that because your brother's an Arsenal fan?
Definitely not.
Yeah. Who would you prefer? I mean, Michael, who would you like to see win the title?
Arsenal. Go. You know, I'm in between. I really want Arsenal because I wouldn't want City to probably match whatever record we have, you know, in terms of title winnings. But at the same time, I want City to win it because I can't stand Arsenal fans around me. I can't stand them, bro. They're so irritating and so annoying, you know. The pumping of chests, you know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. They keep making a lot of noise. So that's why I really don't want. You said?
Ryan would highly agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I told
that's
you.
it.
I told you I would. But listen, I'm gonna put my predicted 11 up now, and then. Oh no, actually, right. I forgot to touch your score prediction. Actually, so we're gonna throw it up there. I think you said Marcel Sabitzer. I could be wrong. Marcel Sabitzer, sorry. Marcel and Sabitzer.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'd actually love for the two of them to score tomorrow. Just be great, but yeah, we're gonna get the job done, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, we beat them, what was it, 2-0 at the reverse fixture at our place?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was, yeah, I think it was. I think Bruno and Fred scored. Hold on. Right, so here is my predicted 11 for the game tomorrow. If my phone lets me click onto it, here we go. Now again, lads, please do not fall out with me after this because I had no choice in picking it. Well, I did, but I just didn't decide to. You ready? Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, right, don't go mad at me. If anyone is going to go mad at me, just give me 2 seconds to explain myself. Just 2 seconds, right? You might see where I'm coming from. You might not. So the hating goals, back four, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. Now, the reason why... Oh, God, I knew it was coming. The reason why... And I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I hope that back four is the back four one you two predicted. I really, really do. But the reason why I'm going with Maguire is because if Bruno was out, Ten Hag, you just know Ten Hag is going to go for Maguire. If Bruno's available, throw Bruno in there. Captain, give him captain's armband, give him everything. But that's the reason why. I don't like Maguire. He really gets on my nerves. How the hell are Nottingham Forest being Brighton 3-1? Anyways, nothing he can do there. And then midfield three of Casemiro, Fred and Sabitzer. I don't know about you lads, but ever since Eriksen's return from injury, he hasn't seemed up to the races. And Sabitzer as well. And then up top, Rashford, Martial and Anthony. And my goal predictions, my score prediction is it's also a 3-1 United victory. Kane to score for them, and I'm going to go with Rashford, Anthony, and Marcel Sabitzer. Here we go. Look, someone's going to go out of me in the time. That is my predicted 11 and score predictions, lads. I'm sure you disagree with me on the predicted 11, but all positives all around. But lads, that has been the Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur Premier League preview. The game kicks off at 8:15 tomorrow, so a bit later than usual. So join me around half hour before the game. Michael, thanks for coming on as always, much appreciated. And Ryan, thanks for coming on as well, man.
No problem. It's been a good one.
Any final thoughts? Anything anyone else wants to say? Michael, Ryan, anyone? Anything you want to try out there?
No, just go United.
Yeah. Right. Thanks everybody for watching. Speak to you all of it. Have a good one.